The La Crosse County Dairy Breakfast is back on. The reason it was initially canceled briefly may highlight a larger issue.
News 8's Alec Giannakopoulos has more on issues facing our dairy farmers.
For the first time ever, the Dairy Breakfast will be featured at the same farm 2 years straight. But the decision to have it at the same farm may have been out of necessity rather than choice. A main reason why Dairy Breakfast was briefly canceled back in March was because there was no host farm that volunteered to have it. It wasn't until a couple of days later Creamery Creek in Bangor stepped up to host the breakfast for the second year. They say they got a big response from people across the county not wanting to see the breakfast go.
The outpouring of support has been terrific, and we all appreciate it. Feels like a great big hug.
And while it's good news the breakfast is back on, it doesn't hide the bigger issue farmers in Wisconsin are facing. More than 600 dairy farms closed in the last year in the state, and the reasons like low milk prices, high cost of feed, and the amount of money it takes to host the breakfast are a few reasons why farmers are less able to host.
People are getting a little bit older, and just because of the little bit of the trade deal that we've been with China and stuff like that, it's making it a little more difficult to get our products.
These financial constraints come after the price of milk has been at a low for the last few years. And to those continuing, according to the Department of Agriculture, there are less than 40% of dairy herds than there were in 2009. And while it's important to note that this is not the first time the dairy breakfast was canceled, it may happen more often in the future.
Okay, thanks a lot, Alec. And for those who would like to support this year's dairy breakfast, it will be held at Creamery Creek there in Bangor on June 15th.